Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Mark Shelfspace, and today we're taking a look at Marvel Legends Charles Xavier, aka the new Professor X from the Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure wave. So stay tuned and let's take a look at him. Alright, welcome back. So real quick, before we break him out of his box, here's a look at the side box art. You'll see this is the new style Charles Xavier from the current X-Men run. He's got a reimagined Cerebro helmet, along with his standard tight wetsuit. And on the back of the card, you see the rest of the figures in the wave, as well as an enlarged shot of the side box art here. So let's go ahead and open them up. Alright, so Charles Xavier comes with a couple extra hands. First one here, it's got his index and his middle finger together. You can use this to put to his head when he's thinking really hard. And the second one here is a pointer finger, probably used to shake it at Wolverine when he's not listening. He comes with the left arm from the Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure. This Build-A-Figure is looking to be just barely a step up from the Kree Sentry. Not real impressed with this Build-A-Figure. I might put it together, but I don't really like the look of it. But anyways, here's the arm. And he comes with an extra head as well. Looks like this. Got his telekinetic abilities coming out the back of his head here. This is a pretty good head sculpt. I think they did well. I think Hasbro did well capturing, his eyebrows, long and narrow like that. It looks like a pretty solid Charles Xavier head. You see the back, the telekinetic beams here are just stuck on the back of his head, but it's a pretty good looking head sculpt in my opinion. Alright, and here's the man himself, Charles Xavier, reimagined from the mind of Jonathan Hickman and Pepe Larraz. If you haven't read the new X-Men stuff yet, I'd highly recommend it. I was out of reading X-Men comics for quite a while, but I picked up the new X-Men stuff when it relaunched under the House of 10 and Powers of 10, and I gotta tell you, it was really good. And I've continued following it, through all the spin-offs and everything, and I like everything I've read that Jonathan Hickman has put together with the new X universe. I highly recommend it. If you're in the comics, check it out. Alright, let's take a look at the figure. And here's a quick side-by-side of the Charles Xavier from the new X-Men series compared to the Marvel Legends figure here. I think it's pretty spot on. Not a whole lot of detail on the figure. I mean, the real detail goes into the head sculpt. But I think that Hasbro did a pretty good job capturing the essence of the new Charles Xavier here. So let's take a look at the figure. Alright, so here he is up close. You'll see on his head he's got the Cerebro helmet. It's got an X over the eyes. That's because Charles doesn't need to be able to see with his eyes, because he can see with his mind. So I think Hasbro did a pretty good job with the Cerebro helmet here. See the blue X on the front. On the side, you've got the connecting tubes here where they patch into Charles' mind so he can use his telekinetic abilities. Two on each side. You see on the back, they're tied in here. Top of the helmet. That's pretty much the highlight of the figure, really, is the helmet, in my opinion. We'll take a look at the body and the articulation. I'll take a look at the body mold here for Charles Xavier. So Hasbro used a really lean body mold for the figure. See through the midsection here, it's pretty thin, and the side especially. With the arms up here, the side of the figure is really thin. So for comparison, here is Cyclops. You see how Cyclops is just meatier, bulkier, and Charles Xavier is thin. Look at the side. Give him a little brotherly love there. See from the side, you can see how much thinner the Charles Xavier buck is. I think it works well for the figure because that's really how he's portrayed in the books, in the comic books. I mean, he's toned, but he's really thin. Then look at the articulation for the figure. So you look at the neck here, the head bends forward and backward, turns side to side. No issues there. I think the neck joint looks pretty proportionate for the figure here. Sometimes the head will just be too small for the neck, but I think this fits really well and works. It's got good butterfly joints here. No issues with flexing those. Turns at the biceps. Do the robot pretty well. Elbow joints. No problems with those. And then the wrist pivots, turns on both hands here. I like the arms. These are pretty flexible. Not too stiff, not too soft. I like those a lot. The midsection here, he bends a little bit forward and backward. He's got the twist at the midsection. And the legs, he's got a pretty long crotch here. I don't think it looks too disproportionate. I don't pay much attention to the crotch on the other figures, but this one just kind of stands out because it's all black, it's thin, and it's toned. Then the legs here, no issues. The tops, the hips, the tops of the thighs, no issues. Bends at the knees, kicks, and the ankles pivot and swivel. Nothing special about the back of the figure, unless you like a tight buttocks. Pretty simple. I do like this figure. Articulation on it's nice. Take a look at him with the alternate head here. Alright, and here's Charles with the alternate head. I gotta say, looking at the alternate head on the body, it does look slightly big. I know it's kind of weird to say because this helmet, the Cerebro helmet, is actually much larger. But I think what throws it off is probably just the skin tone against the black and the dome there. It's not actually any larger with the Cerebro helmet, but I think just like the skin tone and then the telekinetic effects coming out the back just make it look slightly large against the all black. It doesn't look bad or anything, just looks a little bit large from the front. Sides look fine from the back. So that's my review for Charles Xavier from the Marvel Legends Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure Wave. Hope you guys like it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If not, leave me some comments. And I'll be doing a review for the rest of these figures here shortly. So thanks for watching.